But you see, science is the only thing that is going to solve our problems of the future. And it is not deep science I'm talking about. I'm not saying everybody should know science. I'm not saying that at all. Okay. What I'm saying is to have, some stake in science and thinking rational and thinking, have some logical way of thinking, and to have some, what is called scientific temper. Okay, India's constitution is the only one which says that this is the fundamental duty of a citizen to inculcate scientific temper. It is such a, such a unique thing in any constitution. Right. 5 different meetings. This is the first meeting. This is the first meeting, which is, it brings all the themes of science that we are discussing together in one place. So that there was discussion about the overarching theme of S20, which is made by India. So you see, so it is India-centric. It takes into account the developmental needs of the country through science and technology. So I will tell you what those themes are. The overarching theme is how to use disruptive science for sustainability. So there are two important concepts. Disruptive science, which means we all know about artificial intelligence. We know new technologies like quantum technologies are coming up. Everything we are talking here are the global problems. They are not only related to India. If you look at sustainability, climate change, this is a global problem. It cannot be solved by a single country. That is why G20 platform is so important, that we have to work together in order to solve these problems. Right. So the cleaner energy for greener future, but inclusive way, which means, some countries, of course, may consume a lot of energy. Some countries like India consume very little energy. But we know that development of a nation, of a society is tied with the amount of energy that we consume. So how do we have responsible energy consumption but with sustainability? So this is a very big challenge, that we don't want to pollute atmosphere, we don't want climate change, we don't want carbon emission, right? But how do we then consume more while having sustainability? Financial issue after Corona is there, certainly. But you see, even how did we deal with Corona? It's through science, right? Whether it's and very interestingly, our scientists actually delivered in very short time. Don't forget, when the virus hit here, there were no ventilators, there were no N95 masks, there were no PPEs, there were no diagnostics, there were no vaccinations, right? It hit us totally unprepared. But within 2 to 4 months, everything was done by our scientists. So, which was really a record. It has never happened before, So, yeah. And so economic recovery is also depends on science. So while it is true that we lost a lot of time and, economic damage was there, how do you recover without technology? You cannot. So thank you very much again for coming here. If there is something else, I can interact. So point is, one should not be, what you have to tell young people today, don't be afraid of science. The point is, be excited about science. One doesn't have to, not everybody has to know theory of relativity or something. That's not the point. The point is that people